In the heart of a grand empire, a powerful king awoke in a cold sweat. King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, a vision so terrifying it shook him to his core. But when he tried to recall it, the image slipped away like sand through his fingers, leaving only a haunting feeling of dread. He summoned all his wise men, the magicians, the astrologers, and the sorcerers. He stood before them, his eyes blazing with a mixture of fear and fury. "I have had a dream," he declared, "and my spirit is troubled to know the dream. If you can't tell me what I dreamt and what it means, you will be torn limb from limb, and your houses will be turned into rubble. But if you can, riches, rewards, and great honor will be yours. So, tell me the dream and its interpretation." The wise men were stunned. A chilling silence fell over the court. How could they interpret a dream they didn't even know? They pleaded with the king, "Tell your servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation." But the king's patience had worn thin. He saw their request as a stalling tactic. His anger erupted. "I know you're trying to buy time. You see that my decision is firm. If you don't tell me the dream, there is only one decree for you. You have conspired to tell me lying and corrupt words until the time has changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I will know that you can show me its interpretation." The wise men, trembling, replied, "There is not a man on earth who can do what the king asks. No king, lord, or ruler has ever asked such a thing of any magician, astrologer, or sorcerer. It is a difficult thing that the king requires, and there is no one who can declare it to the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh." The king's face hardened. His fury was absolute. He gave the command to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. The decree went out, and soldiers began to round them up for execution. Among them were for young men from Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. When the captain of the king's guard, Arioch, came for them, Daniel approached him with wisdom and tact. "Why is the decree from the king so harsh?" Daniel asked. Arioch explained the situation, how the king demanded to know his forgotten dream and its meaning, and how no one could provide the answer. Daniel, with a quiet confidence that seemed beyond his years, went straight to the king. He stood before the most powerful man in the world and made a bold request. "Give me time, and I will show the king the interpretation." The king, perhaps seeing a flicker of hope or simply intrigued by this young man's courage, agreed. Daniel rushed back to his friends. He told them everything the king's impossible demand, the death sentence hanging over all the wise men, and the small window of time he had been granted. He urged them, "We must pray. We must ask for mercy from the God of heaven concerning this secret, so that we will not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon." That night, the friends prayed with all their hearts. They placed their lives and their trust in God's hands. And in the stillness of the night, while Daniel slept, the secret was revealed to him in a vision. The forgotten dream and its profound meaning became as clear as day. Daniel was overwhelmed with gratitude. He praised God, saying, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. He reveals deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. I thank you and praise you, O God of my fathers. You have given me wisdom and might, and have now made known to me what we asked of you, for you have made known to us the king's demand. With this divine knowledge, Daniel went to Arioch, the captain who was appointed to execute the wise men. Do not destroy the wise men of Babylon, Daniel said. Take me to the king, and I will tell him the interpretation of his dream. Arioch, amazed, quickly brought Daniel before Nebuchadnezzar. The king looked at the young man standing before him. Are you able to make known to me the dream which I have seen, and its interpretation? Daniel answered, his voice steady and clear. The secret which the king has demanded, the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, and the soothsayers cannot declare to the king. But there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets, and he has made known to King Nebuchadnezzar what will be in the latter days. Daniel made it clear that this wisdom was not his own. It was a gift from God, not to glorify Daniel, but to give the king the answers he so desperately sought. As for you, O king, Daniel continued, thoughts came to your mind while on your bed about what would come to pass after this. And he who reveals secrets has made known to you what will be. But as for me, this secret has not been revealed to me, because I have more wisdom than anyone living, but for our sakes, who make known the interpretation to the king, and that you may know the thoughts of your heart. You, O king, were watching, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose splendor was excellent, stood before you, and its form was awesome. This image's head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. You watched while a stone was cut out without hands, which struck the image on its feet of iron and clay, and broke them in pieces. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were crushed together, and became like chaff from the summer threshing floors. The wind carried them away so that no trace of them was found. And the stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. A look of recognition dawned on the king's face. This was it. This was the terrifying, magnificent vision that had vanished from his memory. Daniel paused, letting the king absorb the details. Then he began to reveal the mystery. This is the dream. Now we will tell the interpretation of it before the king. You, O king, are a king of kings. For the God of heaven has given you a kingdom, power, strength, and glory. You are this head of gold. But after you shall rise another kingdom, inferior to yours, the chest and arms of silver. Then another, a third kingdom of bronze, which shall rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron. Just as iron breaks in pieces and shatters everything, it will break and crush all the others. And just as you saw the feet and toes, partly of potter's clay and partly of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. It will have some of the strength of iron, but it will also be a brittle, broken kingdom. They will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. Daniel's voice grew stronger, filled with prophetic power as he reached the climax of the interpretation. And in the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. It shall not be left to other people. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. This is the meaning of the stone you saw, cut out of the mountain without hands, that broke in pieces the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God has made known to the king what will come to pass after this. The dream is certain, and its interpretation is sure. King Nebuchadnezzar was utterly overwhelmed. He fell on his face, prostrate before Daniel. He commanded that they should present an offering and incense to him. The king declared to Daniel, "Truly your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, since you could reveal this secret." The king promoted Daniel, gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief of the administrators over all the wise men. At Daniel's request, the king also appointed his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to positions of power. But Daniel remained in the king's court, a humble servant who had shown a powerful monarch that true wisdom and power come not from man, but from God alone. And so, a forgotten dream saved the lives of many and revealed a plan that would stretch across all of history. Thank you for watching. If you were moved by this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the depths of faith and history.